Oh god, look at you! So you're coming here for a build, huh? Well, you know what? I think I have the perfect build for someone of your, nature, let's say. So are you a stinky little poo-poo baby man crying to mommy because she won't give you that sweet, sweet milky from her flesh? Are you ready to throw a tantrum by hurling large amounts of feces at nearby people just trying to pass by and playing their silly little game? Then let me tell you what. You've come to the perfect place, you beautiful being. Come with me and let me show you that perfect build for you. Starting off with this build, mommy has made us big strong boys, so we'll need to max out our earth stat to show her we've grown into beings of mass destruction. Earth is for the giant baby rattle that we're going to be using as a weapon, and it's going to be giving us spells known as Lion's Roar, and then of course going to be enhanced defense so we can be even more tanky than normal. We don't want all the boo-boos and scrapes on our knees, so this will help. Second thing needed is not like a pure necessity, but we'll just keep it going anyways. It's going to be 30 fire for spells known as overpowered burst and amplified damage. Both make us hit harder, but overpowered burst doesn't work too well on this weapon, which I'll go over soon, so stop crying and let me continue with this build. Little baby. Alright, so throw the rest of your stats into whatever you want. I don't care. I'm not your dad. I don't have to teach you everything. You'll figure it out. Once again, since this is a build revolving around using a martial art, then you're going to want to have armor that complements that baby fat body you're rocking, since you're only 3 and have yet to figure out what exercising is. The baby armor we're using today is the Full Flying General's armor from our daddy Lubu, since he's a hunk of a man that we aspire to become one day. That, and his armor gives 11% more damage to martial arts, so you know we can't really turn that down. So, before we get into the martial art, ignore the fact that my weapon is only +7. I keep forgetting to upgrade these things because I have the brain the size of a walnut, and the second I find something fun to use, I go straight into figuring it out, using it in PvP rather than upgrading it because I'm just too excited. My little monkey brain just sparks a little hint and it goes for it. So, sorry about that. The damage numbers on these are actually normally going to be higher if you actually max out your weapon. For the martial art that we're using today to fling shit around in people's faces is called Stone Shatter, or Stone Shatter because we're sharding down everyone's throats with how good this stupid move is. Basically, you just shove your giant baby rattle into the ground and toss out a large amount of shit that you just took on the floor before battle, and lob it at your enemies until you watch them pass out from being absolutely disgusted at this, but to us it's funny, so who cares what they think. This martial art is weirdly great for a few reasons. First reason is because this martial art is a range attack with low spirit cost, so it's fairly safe to use. But that leads into the second thing that's really good and somewhat a little bit bad about this martial art, being that there's actually 2 hits to this attack. The boulder throw and then the weapon itself has a completely separate hitbox and damage number to it. So then you're asking yourself, Daddy Kranix, why exactly is it good and bad? And I would get to that if you would stop yapping, so shut it because I am not afraid to hit a child. The reason it's good is because more damage when you're up close to an enemy, so potentially you can output a large amount of damage fast with a lower spirit cost. That's really good, but it's also bad because that means player can deflect the weapon itself and put you in the critical state. So I advise you to avoid using this if your enemy is running to you too close and at like a faster speed than normal. So get used to knowing when to use it and avoid using it too close, or just be cheeky and throw it out anyways because it's fun regardless. And another thing that's weird about it is that using overpowered burst buff for the damage of it itself, it actually doesn't apply to the rock throw for some reason. It only applies to the weapon itself. I don't know why that is, but that's a little bit of a thumbs down for it there. Well then, how good is it in PvE? For bossing, there's almost no point to using this because it's such a little amount of damage and you can't stagger most bosses, so the range attack is like slapping your husband with a baguette. It's annoying, but annoying enough for them to catch a domestic assault charge after they beat you near to death. Overall, this martial art is super fun to use, but not crazy damaging. It's more of something that you want to use if you want to meme on someone and just toy with them. Other than that, it's actually a great move to use as a wake-up attack after critical striking your opponent, but I'll give it around let's say a 7 mommy milking out of 10, because it can be pretty fun, almost as fun as milking mommies if you know what I mean. But that's going to do it for me, you guys. Enjoy the rest of these clips of me hurling shit at enemies, and see you later, you crybabies.